I am the unabridged version of my mother. Extended pages of my father. With plot points they could not imagine, whole parts he will not compassion, and triumphs my mother was too wounded to pursue. I'm part 2 of a trilogy. The best book in the series. With Yiddish written into the lines of my veins, liberation streamed across the plane of my vocal cords and the winds of ancient Hebrew, and the certainty that all people deserve a place to call home. I am the capsule in the front of my father's rocket. Both of us vaulted into space, hurling into Taoist darkness, into unknown realms of stars and galaxies, destined to separate, while I continue my journey and my father falls away. I use every ounce of his momentum to venture deeper into the sweet spirit of an abyss that cannot be concealed by the words on the page. I am the age of the sun. My muscle is the fabric of dried blood and scar tissue. I am the animation of my mother's tears, coaxed into rain, feeding this earth I call my flesh, and if she was the undomesticated career professional, I'm her fortunate son. Given the privilege of an impractical path, a choice afforded to one in every middle-class generation, and I cannot squander this bounty on the typical whinings of entitlement. I will carry her lifelong tears in a cup and drink from them and carry out the needs of justice as if our lineage depended upon this second book. They were not enough to see the story through. They wrote me into existence in the ink of crimson yearnings, in the jet black of space, and the hope that I would mount to more than the sum of their totals. I have. I am. I will. I am the living wound made whole, the consummation of a wordless destiny, the manifestation of a Taoist sacred heart. I am the unabridged version of my mother, extended pages of my father, Hebrew scrolled along the lengths of my tendons, Zen inhalations without pretensions, and I am new pages, new pages. The sacred text as I am written, the best, the finest, the second book. So I am growing to be in a belief that as we encounter all of the killings on the street and what that means in terms of systemic racism, not just individual racism, but systemic racism, that we as white people need to have conversations with each other and not ask people of color to do all the mentoring and all the tutoring. Amen. So you are observers here, but this is a conversation between myself and my white brothers and sisters. It's based on the title of the August Wilson play, Gem of the Ocean. Bones in the ocean, crew on the deck, the captain is down below. We, the white, have never left the boat. Romaine Brisbane thought that pill bottle must have been a handgun. Darian Hunt, he was dressed as a samurai, so I shot into his costume. Trayvon Martin, he was wearing a hoodie. His shadow follows me still. Eric Garner selling cigarettes, and when we put him in his place, the cargo spoke back. Michael Brown, he looked like a giant to me, and Officer Jack must chop the giants down. Jonathan Farrell survived a car accident, crawled out of his car window, banged on the door looking for help, shot 10 times. He banged too hard, violated a door of no return, shot 10 times. LeVar Edward Jones, I asked for ID. He dove for his wallet. He did not reach. He dove. Why did you shoot me? Because you dove into my water. Akai Gurley, it was a dark stairwell. I couldn't see. I was afraid. I am always afraid. I shot him because I was afraid. We, the white, have never left the boat. 450 years we have never touched shore. We are the people of the captain's orders, of the slave ship owners, of the unbathed odors of those who never wash themselves. We look into our history, but we never wash ourselves. We can indict these crimes, put away these uniformed criminals, But our grand illusion juries must protect the line, must stay on the ship, must never reach ground, must keep sailing on this hell voyage we call the supremacy. And we stink. We're dying. And we keep justifying the next execution. And we have this anchor in our hands with pendulum points, and one says think, and one says act. It's here deep in the ocean of our gut. And all we need to do is drop the anchor and abandon our bloody crew for the people who want us to join the living and greet their children. After all this death, they still greet us. And stop clinging to the deck of filthy ships. Bones in the ocean, crew on the deck. We must find a way to leave them while we join the living and embrace this redemption of young black men. And last piece I would like to share. Many people that have a wonderful partner like I do realize that our partner creates domestic miracles every day. And there's many that I admire, but one is the way that my fiance folds the towels in thirds and puts them into the very narrow closet so beautifully it looks like a work of art. Or how she cleans the refrigerator when I say it's clean and obviously it's not. So this is in appreciation. It's called the fold. Some speak of roses, but I have discovered the folded towel not by my own hand, but by the miracle of the woman who sends the first edge toward its center and lays the next atop of it, halves the strand twice, and voila, 15 miracles on my narrow closet shelves. Before the month of Lenten resurrections, I saw a refrigerator return from the dead, choking and sputtering, asthmatic engine heaving until she laid hands, pulled the body from its smothering wall, anointed in water, vinegar, and baking soda. Behold, the body did breathe and glow again, a new host for our daily bread. There are saints in small bins in the ways our shoulders are pulled loose from the tight pockets. In the massage holy, there are wonders. And those salads built in 4 colors and sometimes 6, and apples trimmed toward garnish, and carrots and almonds and red lettuce. Do not regard these blessings lightly. Mostly life honors the living in muted praise, meek and powered all the same. Love is a series of acts, not words. Like a pair of shoes lying gently on the IKEA rack. So collect your rocks along the river, count the phases of the moon, but expand to include our nature. The cumin fingers of the cook, the $4 an hour hands that brought you that pint of blueberries. The showerhead scrub shined like the grail, its warm water burst forth. This is nature too. This is the best we offer in slick surfaces and simple bundles, and the Trinity folded within this towel.